to show you this, and I researched this and I finally found some answers. So this is one of my favorite 2-cup landscape pours, and as you can tell, it's got a lot of pinholes in it. Now for this one, I think it looks pretty good because it adds to the character of the painting, which I think it looks like Hawaii with volcanoes going off. And it looks like maybe little rocks being hurled out of the volcano. But really, it's not something you want in your acrylic pours in general. So there's a little more close-up. And I discovered the reason for this. It has to do with reaction between the pouring medium and the paints we use. So for most of my pours, I use Floetrol. So let's get started. So with the Floetrol, what happens as you add it, as well as with any pouring medium, Liquitex or the PVAC glue recipes, is that the paint will start to foam. Some can get frothy and they produce bubbles. That's what creates the pinhead dots on the paintings. The bubbles actually will create more cells, or a lot of cells. And that can be true, but I find they produce probably a lot of the tiny little cells. So I've cut down on my use of Floetrol, but I still see a lot of bubbles. And that may be something to consider when you're doing a pour. I thought I would give a little example of how I mix my paints. I'm going to add a dash of Floetrol. Now, you see it, no bubbles. As I start to mix, what do you see happening? The bubbles start to appear almost immediately. Gonna add just a little more Floetrol. And that's it. I don't want to put any more Floetrol in it. The bubbles are already forming, as you see, in the paint, just sitting here. And it's not from stirring too fast, too slow. It simply is a chemical reaction. So now that we have that, we're going to add a little bit of water. And I don't measure for the reason that each paint is a little different consistency. So we want to go from the mayonnaise consistency to till it starts feeling fluffy. You know, have you ever beaten eggs and we're getting it to that fluffy stage? See how light that looks? Okay, now it's time to add. I add just a dash of rubbing alcohol. That's it. You don't want to add too much alcohol because it starts to break down the paint. And we don't want that. So if you add too much alcohol, you may get cells at first, but then it may start to disintegrate as you start letting it flow over the canvas. So there we go. See how it's just running right off the stick? There. So what's up with that? Pinholes in my painting is really from a chemical reaction that occurs between the pouring medium and the paints. What I'd like to know is what you're getting out there. What kind of pouring mediums are you using? What kind of paint brands? And how much bubbling you get. Is it from a particular color or is it across the board? Okay, let me know, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.